I'm John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and this is Mail Call Mondays, the show that answers your questions about precision rifles, optics, and equipment. We're here on another Monday, and today's topic, we are going to talk about training and training safely. One of my big pet peeves is when people take unnecessary risks during training. Now, what we do when we practice with firearms is intrinsically dangerous. Firearms are made to punch holes in things downrange, and the firearm, be it a long gun, handgun, carbine, shotgun, etc., it really doesn't care if it's punching a hole in a paper target, if it's hitting a plate of steel, or if it's putting a hole through parts attached to your body. So we really have to take some care and plan out our training and think about what it is we're about to do. Now, because of our current state of the industry in the firearms, we see a lot of training companies pop up. Some of them are kind of fly-by-night deals. Some of them are run by very skilled, very highly trained individuals. So we really need to take a look at what training courses are out there and try to decide if, hey, is this guy just floating on his name and does he not really have an idea of what he's doing, or is he a professional and is he conducting his training in a safe and professional manner? Now, what kind of prompted this discussion is while I was on another professional web forum, I came across a video from, they appear to be a foreign company based out of the Philippines, but their video kind of highlights what I'm talking about here. In this video, and this is supposedly a level 1 course, judging by the video, and we'll post a link down below. In this level 1 course, the instructor has students grappling with live firearms, has students shooting targets with other students standing next to them, and just the list of stupid things that they're doing goes on and on. Now, some of you guys that aren't familiar with my background, I'm going to take a minute and tell you some of my certifications, and this has nothing to do with bragging. It has to do with proving a point here. I carry several different instructor certifications in things from simunitions and simulator training to live fire shoot house training. In my time as a Marine and also my time as a SWAT officer, I've spent a lot of time inside shoot houses in close quarters to other officers firing live weapons. It is a necessary thing to do for that level of training. However, it can be done very safely if certain safety precautions are adhered to. There is absolutely no need in a level 1 class to put someone downrange forward of a muzzle and risk a negligent discharge or risk a student having an issue with their weapon, even a mechanical malfunction, and putting a bullet through another student. There is just absolutely no need for that. When we train in live fire shoot houses, there are times when students are firing adjacent to other students. You may have a muzzle within 3 feet of you engaging a target, but it can be done in a safe manner. It's usually done with operators in full body armor, and it's just, again, you're talking about taking highly skilled, highly trained individuals at that point and bringing them to the next level. You're not talking about starting guys off that don't gunfight as a profession and dropping them into that situation and putting them in a situation where a failure means possible death for another student. We're not talking about an accident where we can reset, retrain, and say, okay, what did we learn from this? Let's fix it. We're talking about an accident where training's over, this guy's dead, we can't bring him back. That's it. Brings me to my next point, and this is for highly trained individuals out there. If your sniper team, if you're a law enforcement sniper, and your sniper team is putting live officers downrange next to targets, you need to lose your job. You need to lose your position. You have serious issues in your judgment. There's absolutely no cause for that. We do have instances where there is a sniper-initiated assault. That's what the training goal is, but you set it up in a way that no matter what the malfunction is, If your sniper totally loses his cool or has a mechanical malfunction and sends a bullet in the direction of the entry team, there's a hard barrier that is going to stop that bullet and not lose an entry team member. This nonsense with on a regular square range, placing individuals downrange, set next to targets, balloons, etc., whatever, there is absolutely no reason for this. If we assume for a minute that everyone involved is a professional that's trained to the absolute highest level, knows everything about what they're doing, which I haven't met anybody yet that knows everything about what they're doing and is absolutely the razor's edge of performance, there's still the possibility for a mechanical malfunction in that firearm, a mechanical malfunction in that cartridge, in that primer. Say you get a hang fire. Are your operators disciplined enough that on a hang fire, in that situation, they're going to retain their muzzle and their sights on that target until downrange can be cleared and then bring it down? More than likely, if they're trained to that razor edge, as soon as there's a mechanical malfunction, they're going to go through a clearing drill. If they go through a clearing drill, they're not retaining their sights exactly on that target. The muzzle's going to waver. It's more than likely going to muzzle somebody downrange. So what are we teaching here? We're now teaching not to do a malfunction clearance drill. It doesn't make sense. What we need to do when we're training is we need to have a goal in mind. We need to know what we're going to the range to learn or what we're going to the range as an instructor to teach on that day. We need to look at what scenarios we can set up to teach that specific skill or skill set, if there are several skills in mind, what we need to do to teach those. Once we have the scenarios outlined that we need to teach, we now need to step back and look at it and see how we can do this in the safest manner possible. Because introducing risk into training is already risky enough. You hear about training accidents all the time. We don't need to introduce artificial risk into training. The risk is already there. Our job as an instructor is to mitigate that risk, to get rid of as much risk as possible so we can concentrate on the goal. Now, there are two separate things here. Stress is a risk. Risk is not necessarily the stress that you want to introduce. I have seen before instructors introduce risk into a scenario in order to introduce stress. You don't need to do that. You can introduce stress artificially through a number of different ways, through physical drills, through mental drills, through just absolute screaming and hollering. We can introduce stress into the student without putting anyone at risk. So it's just something I want you guys to think about. And it's difficult because if you are a new shooter, you may see some of this stuff. You may see these flashy YouTube videos. You may see guys running around and running and shooting and, you know, pushing other guys out of the way and fighting with them and stuff. And it gets your blood pumping. It's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, because that's the stuff we see in the movies all the time in a Hollywood gunfight. So it gets you excited, and that's the whole purpose of the video, is to get you excited. But you need to step back and look at that and go, is that safe? If at some point in time that weapon discharges, what's going to happen? It is vitally important that you guys take this stuff into consideration. Now, I know we're straying a little bit from the precision rifle thing, but a lot of us cross-train. We like the precision rifle, we like handguns, carbines, and shotguns, and we do all this stuff. So please take a minute and look at what's going on. If you have the ability to go look at videos from actual training sessions, not their promo videos, go check that stuff out. Look at after-action reports that other gun writers have written, after-action reports on the web that other students have written. A lot of times those will tell the tale. If your student comes away from it and goes, I have no idea what was going on, I don't know what was taught, I don't feel proficient in what was going on, that may be a clue that that may not be a course that you want to run into as a beginner. The same thing is, you want to see what the instructor's attitude was. Was the instructor there to teach, or was the instructor there to show you how cool he was and how good his skills are? Because I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it doesn't matter where I've been or what I've done or what certifications I've gleaned if I can't relay that information to you in a manner with which you can retain it. then it really doesn't matter how cool I am, because you're not coming to a class to pay to see how cool I am. You're coming to a class and you're paying so that you can walk away with a new skill, or at least walk away with new techniques that you can use at your home range to hone your skill level. So I think that's really enough of my rant and raving about this. Please, guys, when you go out and train safely. Every time we have a training accident, it reflects poorly on us as a community. When an instructor goes out here and does something stupid and it injures one of his students, it reflects poorly on all instructors. Now guys, please don't fill up my inbox asking me when I'm going to run training. We don't have anything going on right now as far as a training calendar. I just honestly do not have the time in my professional and personal schedule to run training classes right now. It may be something that we look at later on this year or next year, but trust me, I will let you guys know on our YouTube channel here or on Facebook or our Twitter feed if and when we get some training stuff going on. Until then, we'll continue to try to let our training exist in our videos, and we're going to get some more range and hands-on time, and hopefully we'll get our basic rifle series going on here soon. So you guys will have that to look forward to. But if you go out for your pistol or carbine training, please make sure you vet your instructor and make sure that they're conducting their training safely. That's really it for this week's Mail Call Monday. It's a short one because we are slammed with other projects that we are working on, and we're going to get that stuff out for you guys later on this week. I want to thank Steve over at Making Masterclass for sending out the really cool shirt. You guys can check out the back of it. I am not a masterclass pistol shooter, but it is something that I aspire to. If you guys like pistol and carbine type shooting, why don't you go ahead and head over to Steve's channel, and we'll leave a link down below, and check out some of his videos. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below, or send them to us on Facebook or Twitter. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button down below. And some of you guys have asked us why our videos don't have more views and why we don't have more subscribers. Well, I need your help with that. When you watch one of our videos, if you like it, please go out to the web forums you hang out on and share it. Post a link up on your Facebook page. Stick it out there all over the web so that other people can benefit from our videos as well. You never have to ask me if it's okay to share any of our YouTube videos anywhere. As long as you're just linking to them from YouTube and you're not actually downloading them and re-uploading them, link away. More exposure helps us. So, share away, and until next week, get out and shoot! For those of you guys that have been following our Ma 10 series, I just wanted to give you a real quick update. The rifle has been working great up till now. We haven't had any functional problems at all. We are going to take it down to Rock Castle Shooting Center in Kentucky a little bit later this week, and we're going to stretch its legs out and see how well the 16-inch barrel does at extended ranges. I know some of you guys question my choice on the 16-inch barrel. This is a 308, so we're going to see what happens when we stretch its legs, and we'll report back to you on that. So stay tuned for more information on the Ma 10 build. We have seen a couple of things that we're going to change on it, and we will report back to you on exactly why and how we did that. So stay tuned.